Lin Lo travels through parallel worlds and becomes the youngest son of a wealthy tycoon. Taking over the prosthetic manufacturing factory in the inheritance assessment requires earning more money within 3 months. But when faced with the real estate company taken over by his brothers, Lin Lo was determined to lose. Congratulations to the host, binding the mechanical Ascent system can unlock technology related to human mechanization. Firstly, we sold mechanical prosthetics and arms, making a huge profit of 3 billion yuan, allowing countless disabled people to have normal hands. And then mechanical prosthetic eyes, mechanical kidneys, mechanical immune system, mechanical reproductive system. Excluding the brain throughout the body, 98% of the human body achieves mechanization, comprehensively strengthening human functions, and increasing the average lifespan by over 100 years. Continuing with the continuous promotion of the mechanization of the human body for all, the world has undergone a great transformation, and people are shouting loudly. Blood and flesh are bitter and weak, mechanical soaring. Lin Li's machinery company is a blessing for humanity. Natural people are all heretical and inferior individuals, while mechanical individuals are normal humans. Eliminate inferior individuals, and the world belongs to mechanical individuals. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. Taking over the Phantom Light Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Young Master, this is the enterprise you have taken over, the Phantom Light Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory. You need to create as much profit as possible within 3 months to demonstrate your business management skills. The specific details of the manufacturing plant will be communicated to you by the factory manager, and we will see you in 3 months. I hope you don't lose too badly in this inheritance war. Lin Lo listened with a bewildered expression to the mocking words of the old man with a grey beard in front of him. Watching him leave in a high-end sedan with an imposing demeanor. What is the situation? The first second of his memory should have been when he underwent a heart transplant surgery in the hospital, and the second was how he arrived at the unfamiliar factory gate. The memories before and after are inconsistent. Did he travel through time? As soon as doubts arose, a large amount of memories flooded into his mind, causing him to feel dizzy for a while. The dizziness caused by the influx of memories gradually subsides. He understood the current situation. It's really time traveling. Crossing from Huaxia in 2023 to the parallel world of Dragon Kingdom. From an ordinary person with congenital heart disease to the youngest son of a large company. Speaking of this big company, that's really big. The company's name is Wanting Group, and it was founded by Lin Li's father, Lin Jianxin, from a rice mill. After 40 years of development, it has become a large company covering dozens of categories including electronics, machinery, energy, internet and real estate. The annual turnover exceeds 400 billion yuan. In the entire Dragon Kingdom, although it cannot compete with the pinnacle of Tingshu and Ali, it is still one of the top 3 large companies in private enterprises. In the country of Kimchi, it is equivalent to the status of Samsung. Belonging to the top tier of the wealthy, there is plenty of money. However, another memory came to mind. In the magnificent hall, the elderly man leaned on his cane and said to the descendants below, I am about to die, and before I die, I will choose one of you as the heir of Wanting Group. Each of you has the right to operate a company, and within 3 months, whoever earns the most profit will win and inherit my position. Go ahead, the helm position of Wanting Group is waiting for you to sit down. As described in memory, his old father Lin Jianxin is already old and about to die. I plan to choose one person among future generations to inherit the management rights of Wanting Group. The choice is to operate a business, and each descendant will have the right to operate a company. Whoever earns the most money in 3 months is the winner. But he is an illegitimate child, the child of Lin Jianxin's romantic life. The company assigned is a negligible prosthetic manufacturing plant in the group. And his brothers, big brother Lin Dongxing, were assigned to Wanning Square. Wanning Square belongs to commercial real estate. Commercial real estate earns more money, so there's no need to introduce it further. Lin Qingxing, the second brother, was assigned to Wanning Pharmaceutical Company, which is a printing machine in any country. Lin Songxing, the third brother, was assigned to Wanning Film and Television. The film and television company has been in a cold winter these years, but it is also easy to make money. His prosthetic manufacturing factory is like a small workshop in front of commercial real estate, pharmaceutical companies, and film and television companies. From the very beginning, Lin Lo was destined to be the loser in this succession war of the Wanning Group. He can't win. Although even if Lin Lo loses, the old man will give him 1,000th of his wealth, which is also in the tens of millions, enough for him to live a prosperous life. However, thinking of his mother's dying wish for him to make a name for himself in the Lin family and to earn her a place of fame. Thinking of the butler, the old man who had just sent him to the manufacturing factory, mocking his words. Thinking of the disgust and face-to-face humiliation towards him by his big brother and sister-in-law, as well as nieces and nephews at home. He is unwilling to give up like this. He should also demonstrate his abilities and have his elder brother and sister-in-law apologize to him in person. Ask them to kneel in front of their mother's grave and apologize to her. Only then can we seek revenge. I think so, but how can a prosthetic manufacturing factory win over real estate in 3 months? There's no chance of winning. Lin Li's face darkened and he felt hopeless. Ding, at this moment, an extremely clear voice came to Lin Li's mind. Host dilemma detected, in compliance with system binding rules, mechanical ascent system bound, yes, you can check the system instructions, system. At the moment Lin Lo heard the system, his whole body instantly became excited. This is the golden finger that countless people dream of, and it is a powerful tool for cheating. His life is about to take off at high speed. Don't say anything, quickly click yes to view the system instructions. Bitter and weak flesh and blood, mechanical soaring. This system includes various technologies for mechanical ascent, which can help the host abandon the physical body, adopt a mechanical body, and ultimately achieve the goal of mechanical ascent. Is flesh and blood bitter and weak, mechanical soaring? Lin Li's expression was taken aback. As a science fiction enthusiast, of course, he had heard this sentence. The meaning of this statement is that human blood and flesh are very fragile, and moving can lead to illness and injury. His lifespan is only a few decades, and his aging body is as inevitable as his cheap father's death. And once you choose to abandon your physically weak body and mechanize your entire body, you can achieve a mechanical level of ascent. Not necessarily able to grow, at least the average life expectancy is 10,000 years. More importantly, mechanized bodies are completely free from the shackles of carbon-based life. You don't need to eat or rest, you can get energy by sunbathing. There is a shared awareness of cloud space, and there is no such thing as a thick wall of the heart. There will be no disputes or arguments afterwards, and peace will become the norm in the world. National knowledge sharing, learning all knowledge from the world in 1 second. It is an unimaginable change at the societal level. This technology is amazing. Not looking at the final mechanical ascent, just a semi-mechanized body can increase lifespan by several decades, which is also enviable. How to obtain the mechanical ascent technology inside? Doubts arise, and the sound of the system rings. Mechanical ascent to ultimate technology requires a large accumulation of advanced technologies, which need to be exchanged at research sites. The research point is the user's positive feedback. When users purchase host body mechanized products and give sincere positive feedback, they believe that mechanized bodies are more suitable for humans and are willing to carry out a greater degree of human body mechanization transformation, which can obtain research points. Ding, your current research point. 0. You are currently unlocking mechanical technology. None. Click on the Mechanical Ascension Technology tree to view the technologies that can be redeemed. After reading the system instructions several times, Lin Lo thoroughly understood the system. Mechanical ascent is a technology that has been leading the current era for thousands of years, and achieving mechanical ascent requires a large amount of advanced technology. These advanced technologies rely on research points for exchange. The research point is equal to the user's positive feedback, and the higher the positive feedback of users who purchase mechanical prosthetics. The more you want to carry out greater mechanization of the human body, the more research points there are. Simply put, if he wants to achieve mechanical ascent, he needs to first popularize mechanical prosthetics. We need to first sell mechanical prosthetics such as robotic arms and robotic legs, so that more people can carry out mechanical transformation of the human body to a greater extent. Understanding the system principles inspired him. He saw both the hope that prosthetic manufacturers would win over real estate and the incredibly bright future waiting for him. Don't hesitate, there is a beginner gift package in the mechanical ascension technology tree. He clicked on the beginner's gift package. The system sound prompts. 2. Novice gift pack. A machine with no allergy reactions. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Congratulations on obtaining the technology related to mechanical prosthetic arms. This technology has no allergic reactions, no sequelae of phantom limb pain, low cost, and is driven by human bioelectricity without the need for manual charging. Please start production as soon as possible to obtain more research points. At present, the mechanical degree of the human body is 5%. When the mechanical degree of the human body is 98%, unlocking mechanical ascent technology. Looking at the system prompt, Lin Lu exclaimed, "Bully." He had congenital heart disease in his previous life and would run to the hospital every 3 to 5 days. Due to the need for a heart replacement, there has been in-depth research on the mechanization of the human body, mechanical arms, mechanical legs, and mechanical liver. In general, mechanical prosthetic arms have many side effects. For example, it can cause allergic reactions to the human skin, leading to skin infections and affecting human health. Or rather, there may be phantom limb pain. This is the most painful. After amputation, the person's arm was disabled. But phantom limb pain can make the human body feel that the limbs still exist, accompanied by a strong sense of pain. Even if you put on a prosthetic, this pain will still exist. The mechanical prosthetic arm provided by the system is connected to human neurons through mechanical circuits, allowing the brain to directly control the robotic arm. More intelligent and high-end than mechanical motor arms. Belonging to the most advanced mechanical prosthetic technology in the world, it is at least 50 years ahead of the current era. Leaving aside the 98% level of mechanization in the future, unlocking the mechanical soaring technology, this mechanical prosthetic in front of us alone is worth billions. The system produces indeed exquisite products. Lin Lu exclaimed that he was going to develop. Quickly exchanged for this technology, and then he had an extra USB drive in his hand, which contained mechanical prosthetic technology. Just as he was about to look for a computer, he opened it to check the technical moment. 4 or 5 men dressed in leather shoes walked in from the factory gate, and when they saw Lin Lu, the bald man in front of them bowed and said, "You are Mr. Lin Lu." "Hello, I am Zhao Wentao, the director of the Phantom Light Artificial Limb Machinery Factory. We have been waiting for you for a long time." Listening to Zhao Wentao reporting his family background, Lin Lu suddenly remembered that the task here was to take over the prosthetic manufacturing factory. Coincidentally, his beginner gift package is the most advanced prosthetic technology. Luck is on his side. With a smile on his face, he said, "Director Zhao, right. I'm Lin Lu, your boss. Let's go inside and introduce our factory to you." "Yes, Mr. Lin, please come inside." Zhao Wentao led Lin Lu towards the interior of the factory and introduced himself as he walked. Our Phantom Light Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory was a mechanical factory acquired by the group's Lin Director Factory in 2012. At present, the company mainly produces and operates prosthetics, orthotics, pathological shoes, and plastic surgery products. With 560 employees and an annual revenue of 34 million, and an annual sales volume of over 10,000, it is the largest prosthetic manufacturing company in East China. There are 6 production lines, 1 factory and 1 office building, which can bring several million yuan in profits to the group in a stable year. It is a powerful large company with great reputation in the industry. Lin Lu sneered at the end and said, bringing in millions of profits a year is also called a big company. Zhao Wentao was not embarrassed and sneered, Mr. Lin, you have to see who you compare with. Compared to the parent company's 100 billion yuan turnover, our Huangguang machinery factory area's 10 million yuan turnover is indeed just an insignificant small workshop. But within the entire prosthetic manufacturing factory, it can be considered a giant company. Lin Lu waved his hand and said, it's too little. The annual revenue of only 34 million is really too little. In 3 months' time, our Fantasy Lights revenue is expected to exceed 3 billion and become a truly large company. Zhao Wentao listened to Lin Li's words and shook his head secretly. Lin Lu, this kid is talking nonsense. Now the company's annual revenue is only 34 million, and Lin Lu is about to double 100 times. Thinking that running a company is just a passing game, Zhang's assets can grow exponentially. However, he actually knows the reason why Lin Lu said so. I want to win this inheritance contest. Everyone in the company knows that the 4 sons of the chairman all have the right to operate a company. Whoever earns the most money in 3 months is the next chairman. But how can their small prosthetic manufacturing factory compare to the real estate company of the eldest son? This succession war has been destined for both losers and winners from the beginning. The young master without the support of his family is doomed to lose. Having illegitimate children will not have a good ending. He shook his head and said, Mr. Lin, you may have just entered the prosthetics industry and don't know much about it. You should know that the sales revenue of the national prosthetic industry is only 3 billion dragon coins per year. It is almost impossible for you to monopolize the entire domestic prosthetic market in the commercial field in the past 3 months. In addition, the best technology in the prosthetic industry currently comes from the United States. Although our Phantom Light prosthetic manufacturing factory is the leader in Longgua's prosthetic industry, its technological level is still more than a decade behind that of the United States. It's meaningless to dream of doubling sales by 100 times in 3 months. Yes, Mr. Lin. Several executives from companies next to Zhao Wentao agreed, breaking through 3 billion in revenue in 3 months is something that even immortals cannot achieve. We hope Lin can always be more sober and not have unrealistic dreams. We are unable to defeat the real estate company of the eldest son in this group's succession struggle. Young master, give up early and lie flat. Lin Lu waited patiently for Zhao Wentao and the others to finish speaking, then took out a USB drive from his pocket and handed it to them, saying, you think it's impossible to make 3 billion yuan in 3 months, right? So let's take a look at the technology inside this USB drive and give you a chance to answer again. Zhao Wentao casually took the USB drive, and he didn't think Lin Lu had any chance to turn it around. This USB drive is only used as a counterfeit technology purchased by Lin Lu. There is no sky-breaking technology that can earn 3 billion yuan in 3 months. Casually asking the secretary to bring the laptop, casually inserting a USB flash drive, and perfunctorily looking at the documentation. However, as he watched, his heart became increasingly shocked and his emotions became increasingly excited. Half a day later, his breath couldn't help but become rapid, and he said, Mr. Lin, I'm sorry, I didn't have the eye. This technology is amazing. It can be achieved by earning 3 billion yuan in 3 months. 3. Fully build the production line and complete the construction. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As a practitioner in the prosthetics industry, Zhao Wentao has conducted in-depth research on the prosthetics industry. You can easily determine the authenticity of the mechanical prosthetic arm in front of you at a glance. At first, looking at the title, he realized that the mechanical prosthetic arm without any allergic reactions was a complete scam. There cannot be mechanical prosthetics without allergic reactions in this world. The combination of machinery and human body will inevitably lead to allergic reactions. But after watching the subsequent techniques, he was completely shocked. The mechanical prosthetics manufactured using this technology are equivalent to biological machinery and human-cloned robotic arms, and they really won't produce allergic reactions. And more importantly, the subsequent technological highlights. At present, the best product in the prosthetic market is the American Ottobok prosthetic. Using neural prosthetic technology, it can be mounted on the arm and controlled by the brain. A set of mechanical prosthetics is priced at 290,000 dragon coins and needs to be replaced after 10 years of use, which most families cannot afford. The technology provided by Lin Lu is low-cost, with a complete set of technology costs as low as 4,000. No need for manual charging, direct bioelectricity can be used for decades. With this technology in hand, earning 3 billion dragon coins in 3 months is not a problem at all. Give more time, monopolizing the global market and earning billions a year is just a matter of time. Where did Master Lin Lu get such powerful technology from? Too strong. Zhao Wentao's admiring gaze turned towards Lin Lu, who had already been completely convinced. Lin Lu saw Zhao Wentao's reaction and knew that he had completely subdued him with his skills. Since that's the case, Lin Lu smiled and said, "Director Zhao, since you think it's okay to make 3 billion in 3 months, I'll give you a task now. I want to see the product. How long can I give you to build a production line with a monthly output of 100,000? Zhao Wentao thought for a moment and replied, "Mr. Lin, there are many cutting-edge technologies in the USB drive, and it is very difficult to achieve large-scale production in the short term. For example, the biopower technology inside is currently not available in China and we need to import it from the United States. And this import." Zhao Wentao hesitated for a while before continuing, "The Americans monopolized cutting-edge technology, and the products sold to us dragon people were extremely expensive. We want to lay out a complete production line with a budget of 20 million yuan. If you want to build a production line with a monthly output of 100,000, the budget will be at least 200 million. Our Phantom Light manufacturing factory doesn't have that much money." The funding issue has stumped Lin Lu. No matter how impressive his skills are, he doesn't have the money to produce the product and it's useless. But it was only difficult for a few seconds. Lin Lu said decisively, "Then take out all the funds and build a production line first. I need to see the product as soon as possible. Once we have the product, we won't be afraid of running out of money." The funding issue is indeed very serious. He is just the youngest son of a wealthy family, and his mother's lineage cannot provide him with much assistance. He cannot generate billions of funds out of thin air. But his skills are impressive enough. As long as the product is produced, he can increase its popularity. It will be easy to ask for more money. The focus now is to first produce the product. The order is completed, and the rest of the time will be handed over to Zhao Wentao. And he continued to study the mechanical Ascent technology tree. Half a month later, Zhao Wentao excitedly walked to Lin Li's office and said to him, "Mr. Lin, the construction of the first production line has been completed, and we are working hard to produce the first mechanical prosthetic limb." Lin Lu is currently looking at the components of the human body. The basic unit that makes up the human body is the cells, which can be divided into the head, neck, trunk, and limbs according to the shape of the human body. According to systems, the human body is composed of several major systems, including the motor system, digestive system, respiratory system, urinary system, reproductive system, circulatory system, immune system, nervous system, etc. At this moment, what he possesses is robotic arm technology, which can transform human hands into machines. The mechanical degree of the human body is 5%. Once he replaces all forms of the brain, including the motor system, digestive system, and nervous system, with mechanical systems, If the mechanical degree of the entire human body reaches 98%, then the final mechanical transformation can be carried out, and the brain consciousness can be mechanized. However, with the mechanization of consciousness, human memories and personalities can still be called humans when uploaded to the internet. Lin Lo currently does not have a good answer to this philosophical question. Now he can only achieve human body mechanization step by step. As Zhao Wentao walked into the office, he stopped thinking and said, "I understand. Take me to take a look." After speaking, I sighed in my heart. It's not easy. He thought that as long as there was mature technology, it was easy to manufacture products. However, he still underestimated the difficulty of the technology. In half a month, experts from the artificial limb neighborhood led the construction of the production line, such as Zhao Wentao. I also used the manufacturing factory as collateral and borrowed 40 million yuan from the bank. It's just enough to make one production line, far from 10 production lines. Fortunately, one was successfully built within half a month. His career in human body mechanization has finally started successfully. Following Zhao Wentao into the production line, workers wearing dust-proof suits inside were assembling mechanical prosthetics in front of advanced machinery. In a short period of time. Originally just a slender robotic arm, it was assembled into a dark yellow robotic arm resembling a biomimetic human body. From the appearance alone, it is highly similar to human arms. If mechanical neurons were not visible at the junction, it would almost be like cutting off a person's hand. Next to him, Zhao Wentao introduced, "Mr. Lin, this production line was purchased at a high price from the Americans. The price alone cost 24 million, and the technology inside is top-notch in the world. At present, there are mature workers who can produce 300 robotic arms in a day, with a monthly production capacity of 9,000. We have intensified our production schedule and tried our best to make the production capacity exceed 10,000 yuan per month. Look, a complete product has already been produced. This way, please. We are about to start the human experiment." Human experiments are very important, and Lin Lo followed along. 4. The first mechanical prosthetic limb is ready for human experimentation. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Entering the product testing room, there are already people waiting inside. It's Su Mingho, the chief prosthetic expert in the factory, and Su Bin, the security guard in the factory. These two people greeted Lin Lo respectfully and quickly. Lin Lo waved his hand to signal that they were not polite. His current focus is entirely on human experiments. You should know that human experiments are very important for medicines and technologies that are related to the human body. Once human experiments pose a threat to the human body, even if the technology is described brilliantly, it cannot be put on the market for sale. Life is not a small matter. Although he has confidence in the technology of system exchange, he lacks practical human experimental support, and he dare not guarantee that it will definitely be effective. So when the product is successfully manufactured, his first focus is on human experimentation. Returning to the testing room, Lin Li's gaze turned to the left arm of security guard Su Bin. Su Bin's left arm is equipped with a completely dark metal arm, which is his mechanical prosthetic. I bought a domestically produced model with a price of 4,999. Almost like an iron block robotic arm, not to mention its thickness, it cannot be controlled by neurons. The whole psychological comfort decoration has little practical effect. Lin Lo said to him, "Su Bin, are you ready? This is a robotic arm produced by our company. If the effect is good, I will give it to you for free on behalf of the company. I know that your hand is protecting the company's property from injury." Listening to Lin Li's words, Su Bin felt very sad in his heart. 10 years ago, he was still a frontline worker in the company, but due to a mechanical accident, his entire hand was crushed. An amputation is necessary. During the 10 years of amputation, he was almost disabled and unable to engage in physical labor anymore. If it weren't for the company taking him in as a security guard, he would have become the bottom of society long ago, perhaps dying outside. Regarding Lin Li's words, he firmly said, "We are ready, Mr. Lin, please rest assured that regardless of whether the product is effective or not, it will not have any side effects. I voluntarily applied for the experiments and will not seek compensation from the company for any losses." Lin Luan comforted, "Don't be afraid of this, Su Bin. It won't have too many side effects, but more likely, it will give you the feeling of having your hands again. You're just waiting for a normal person's life to return." After comforting Su Bin, Lin Lu once again said to the chief expert Su Mingho, "Dr. Su, how is the product mastery situation? Can we start human experiments immediately?" Su Mingho is the chief expert in the field of prosthetics, and he himself is a medical doctor with a high reputation in the industry. He initially saw this technology, a mechanical prosthetic arm without allergic reactions. It is immediately believed that there is no possibility of a mechanical prosthetic without allergic reactions with current technology while blowing water. But as the research deepened, he immediately admired Lin Lu who provided this technology. This technology doesn't have any hype, it's just so impressive. It can be said that it is a disruptive technology that can win the Nobel Prize in medicine. Lin Lu is much stronger than him in the field of prosthetics, he is simply a peerless genius. For Lin Li's words, he had no trace of arrogance and respectfully said, "Mr. Lin, the technology you provided is revolutionary and far ahead of the current era. I can only master 60% to the best of my ability, and the remaining skills will require a long life to master. However, please rest assured that it is only a human experiment, and the current situation is not a big problem. We can start the human experiment immediately." Lin Lu took a deep breath and said, "Then it's up to you. Remember, life safety is the most important thing. Stop the experiment immediately when there is a risk." To be honest, there are actually dangerous aspects to this experiment as well. This mechanical prosthetic arm technology is not as good as ordinary robotic arms, which are directly attached to the severed arm. It involves cutting off necrotic neurons on a person's severed arm and connecting them together using muscle suture techniques on fresh muscle tissue. It is equivalent to amputating a person's hand first, and then cutting off another section on the basis of the original amputation. By doing so, if one cannot handle it properly, it is easy to trigger a secondary infection, leading to complete muscle necrosis. If not careful, there is a possibility of medical death just like this. The human experiment of this technology carries a life risk. If it weren't for Su Bin's voluntary request, it would have been a long time just looking for a human experimenter. Over there, Su Mingho nodded solemnly and said, "I understand. I will pay attention to the risks. I'll leave it to you." Lin Lu finished speaking and handed over the rest of the time to them. He stood outside the testing room, waiting for the surgery to end. 1 hour later. 10 minutes have passed since the end of the surgery, and the red light representing the surgery is still shining at the entrance of the testing room. On the surface, surgery is still ongoing. This made Lin Lu nervous. What happened and why the surgery time was extended? This type of prosthetic surgery does not require a complicated process, it only takes 40 minutes. It hasn't been over for so long, so there shouldn't have been an accident inside. Lin Li's heart tightened and he asked Zhao Wentao next to him, what happened and why the surgery hasn't ended yet. Zhao Wentao is equally nervous, as the company is currently focusing all its resources on the technology of mechanical prosthetic arms. Although this technology is very impressive in terms of technical principles, it is the most cutting-edge mechanical prosthetic technology in the world. But after all, without human experimentation, theoretical things have not been put into practice, which means there will be risks. Once the human experiment fails and this technology cannot be launched, their entire phantom light prosthetic factory will have to go bankrupt. This is not only a failed test for Lin Li's successor, but also a great failure in his life. He's waiting to commit suicide to apologize. There can't be any accidents. He stood up and gritted his teeth, saying, "I'll go in and take a look." Lin Lu remained silent and let him enter the testing room. Zhao Wentao walked into the testing room with heavy steps. Just as he was about to open the door, he saw that it had already been opened. Su Mingho, the main tester, walked out of the door with a tired expression on his face. Just as Zhao Wentao saw from Su Mingho's expression that the human body test was about to be completed, his expression was very gloomy. I only saw Su Mingho walking up to Lin Lu and showing a smile, saying, "Mr. Lin, the test was successful. This mechanical prosthetic technology is as powerful as expected. P.S. Seeking free flowers, review tickets, and review support. 5. Powerful prosthetic technology to the extreme. You are listening at novelfull.audio. No, no, no." As soon as Su Mingho finished speaking, he quickly shook his head and said, "It's not powerful, it's powerful enough to go against the sky, equivalent to white bones and flesh, transforming decay into magical strength. This is a miracle in the medical field, which is equivalent to Shen Nong tasting 100 herbs, and Zhang Zhongjing's heroic work in writing Treatise on Cold Damage and Miscellaneous Diseases. The world of prosthetics is about to change. How many people have received the gospel as a result? Mr. Lin Lu, you have done a great deed that has benefited millions of people." Su Mingho's words were exaggerated, but Lin Lu finally breathed a sigh of relief. At least it was successful. The surgery was 20 minutes later than expected, and he thought there was an accident. "I think this mechanical prosthetic arm has side effects that cannot be handled." In the first 20 minutes, he was so anxious that he wanted to die. Since it was successful, Lin Lu also smiled and said, "It's good if it's successful. Stop talking nonsense and let's go in and take a look at Su Bin. This is not unnecessary nonsense." Su Mingho does not agree with Lin Li's bland description, as Lin Lu has no understanding of the practical significance of this technology. However, Lin Lu is the CEO and also a provider of technology. He has no right to get angry, he can only take Lin Lu into the testing room first. Entering inside, I waited for another 10 minutes to give Su Bin some time to adapt to his new arms. Then Su Bin came out. At the moment of seeing Su Bin, Lin Li's eyes lit up and his heart exclaimed with wonder. You should know that an hour ago, Su Bin bowed his back and had a cheap black metal arm in his right hand. At first glance, he looked like a pitiful person with a lethargic spirit. But now Su Bin, with his back straight and eyes filled with the light of happiness. The mental state before and after is fundamentally two people. At the same time, without careful examination of Su Bin's right arm, it was impossible to detect that it was a robotic arm. The first powerful feature of Lin Li's mechanical prosthetic arm has emerged. Using biomimetic human skin, it is not apparent that the hand is a prosthetic just by looking at its appearance. It is a complete and healthy person who will not know that the user has had a disability amputation before. Meanwhile, Su Bin saw Lin Lu at the same time and immediately knelt down to Lin Lu, speaking excitedly and incoherently. "Mr. Lin, I am grateful to you for giving me a second life. Look at my hands, I have hands. Sigh, I have hands. I have never felt so happy before. Mr. Lin, thank you." As he spoke, several lines of clear tears flowed from the corner of Su Bin's eyes. Especially Su Bin freely straightened his right hand, easily moved his index finger, and felt the solid touch coming from his right arm. He shed even more tears. No one understands his feelings. For the past decade, he has been living a life of broken hands. The impact of right hand amputation on life is completely negative. Just think about how painful it is to have to eat with only one hand every day. He felt that life was very dim, with no hope for the future. But today, Mr. Lin's mechanical prosthetics were installed. The touch connected to the nerves gave him the feeling of having both hands again. He is no longer a disabled person, but a sound person. Let him not be grateful to Lin Lu. And more importantly, the height of the outer skin of Mr. Lin's mechanical prosthetic limb simulates that of a human body. Installing it, Outsiders cannot tell that his right arm is a robotic arm. This makes him feel respected on a spiritual level. He is still a normal person. Mr. Lin is simply his savior. Lin Lo waited for Su Bin to calm down a bit before asking him, "Are you feeling any discomfort? You have installed a robotic arm, do you have any foreign body sensation?" Su Bin moved his mechanical right arm and looked gratefully at Lin Li Dao, saying, "There's no discomfort, my body has never been as good as today, and I don't have any foreign body sensation. This robotic arm is as easy to control as my native arm." Lin Lo asked Su Bin to perform several difficult hand movements, such as threading needles, using chopsticks, and tying knots on the rope. Su Bin was indeed able to control the task as smoothly as a normal person's arm, completing it perfectly. Watching Su Bin effortlessly perform complex hand exercises, Lin Lo pondered for a moment, summarizing the techniques of conducting human experiments. This mechanical prosthetic arm technology is as impressive as expected. The mechanization technology of the human body has unimaginable prospects. Lin Lo pondered for a moment. Beside him, Su Mingho finally couldn't hold back and boasted, "Mr. Lin, I said this mechanical prosthetic technology is a miracle in the medical field. It is entirely possible to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Look." Su Mingho asked Su Bin to straighten his hands. Then Su Mingho pointed to Su Bin's mechanical right arm and said, "This mechanical prosthetic technology is so powerful that it ranks first in the world, with highly simulated human skin. If we don't actively reveal that it's a robotic arm, we can't even tell it's a mechanical prosthetic." Having Su Bin move his fingers again, Su Mingho continued, "The second item is so powerful that it goes against the sky without any side effects or sequelae. I have just undergone a simple physical examination and have not found any allergic reactions in my body. In terms of mental health, I not only have no phantom limb pain, but I have also cured depression. There is also a third item that is so powerful that it can be controlled by neurons, allowing the brain to command the arms. This method is consistent with normal human arm control. With this technology in hand, it is equivalent to installing a new arm on the person. Equivalent to providing a normal life for disabled people. This technology should be promoted to the world, allowing people with disabilities around the world to resume normal life. On behalf of all disabled people, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Lin for your contribution. You are the savior of millions of disabled people. Thank you for having you. I really want to thank you, Mr. Lin." Su Bin beside him was also greatly grateful. After just experiencing the new arm, he has completely become accustomed to prosthetics. In life, a person with sound hands can do everything they can. He is no longer a disabled person, but a normal human. He is very grateful to Lin Lo. At the same time, he thought of disabled people who also had amputations and amputations due to accidents. He wants to share this technology and enable more disabled people to return to normal lives. With this in mind, he continued, "Yes. Mr. Lin, this technology is a blessing for people with disabilities and should be enjoyed by more people. On behalf of the disabled, I beg you to quickly popularize this technology." Regarding their petition and plea, Lin Lo smiled and said, "I am concerned about the physical and mental health of people with disabilities, and I will promote this mechanical prosthetic technology. Meanwhile, I am more concerned about how much money this can earn. Can you tell me how much money can be earned from this? P.S. Did anyone watch it? Seeking free support for comments, flowers, and review tickets. This is related to whether the author can continue writing." 6. Pricing and Sales Strategy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Lo has already understood the amazing aspects of this mechanical prosthetic technology. Having this technology is equivalent to providing a normal life for people with disabilities. He will popularize this technology. However, compared to helping disabled people, he is more concerned about how much money he can earn. After all, he has a mechanical Ascent system. This system can enable full-body mechanization and achieve mechanical ascent. But at the same time, mechanization of the human body requires money, a large amount of money. Now he only completes the mechanization of the human arm, with a completion rate of only 5%. There is still a large amount of human body mechanization technology waiting for him to unlock. These all require money. He needs to use mechanical prosthetic technology to earn more start-up funds and strengthen his illusory light machinery factory. Regarding Lin Li's question, Su Bin shut up. He is just a security guard, and he cannot answer such professional questions. After careful consideration, Su Mingho replied, Mr. Lin, our product is the most technologically advanced in the prosthetic industry. Compared to the best prosthetics of Americans, our products are decades ahead. As long as our products are released in the market, they will definitely be popular among consumers. In the absence of competitors in the current market, pricing power lies with us. How much money can be earned depends on the pricing. A high pricing earns more, while a low pricing earns less. Lin Li followed Su Mingho's words and nodded, that's right. How much money a mechanical prosthetic arm can earn depends on the pricing. So how much do you think our mechanical prosthetic arm should be priced for? This statement made everyone around me fall silent. After a while, Su Mingho first spoke up and replied, Mr. Lin, our mechanical prosthetic arm technology is so advanced that it is rare in the world. We can easily monopolize the market, no matter how much we price, there will be a market and people will buy. Currently, there are 3 types of prosthetics. Low-end metal, mid-range pneumatic, and high-end intelligent. Low-end metal prostheses range from a few hundred to several thousand yuan, mid-range pneumatic prostheses range from 10,000 to 30,000 yuan, and high-end intelligent mechanical prosthetics are only available in the United States. The smart prosthetics of the Americans are sold to their own people for 40,000 dragon coins, and to our dragon country for 290,000 dragon coins. Our mechanical prosthetic technology is ahead of the Americans, they sell 290,000 dragon coins, and we can also sell 290,000, and the sales are even better than them. With a cost of 3,000 yuan for our mechanical prosthetics, as long as we sell 10,000 units, our phantom light technology can earn 300 million yuan. Sell 100,000 units and get 3 billion. Just. Su Mingho hesitated and did not continue. Listening to Su Mingho's words, Lin Lixin is calculating sales internally. Indeed, if we sell 100,000 mechanical prosthetic arms, we can get 3 billion yuan. His initial goal of earning 3 billion yuan in 3 months has just been achieved. With this 3 billion, not only did it earn enough initial funds to start the mechanical ascent. It can also win over the heirs of the family and slap big brother and sister-in-law in the face. However, Su Mingho had something to say in his words. Lin Li simply asked, what is it? Su Mingho did not answer, but the factory director Zhao Wentao answered on his behalf. Zhao Wentao said in a deep voice, Mr. Lin, our mechanical prosthetic arm technology is ahead of our peers and can beat the most advanced intelligent neural prosthetics of the Americans. If the Americans sell for 290,000 yuan, we can also sell for 290,000 yuan and make a big profit. However, the majority of disabled comrades in our country are not wealthy and generally cannot afford hundreds of thousands of prosthetics. If we set a price of 290,000 yuan, it is basically equivalent to welfare for a small portion of people, and the majority of disabled compatriots are still disabled. Our pricing strategy can be more convenient, allowing more people to enjoy our magical technological charm. Su Bin raised his right arm and said with approval, yes, Mr. Lin, your mechanical prosthetic arm has a high level of technical proficiency and significant effects. A person like me who has been disabled for 10 years, even with a robotic arm, feels like a complete person, which is admirable. But amputees like me generally cannot find good jobs. Life is already on the front line of food and clothing, with almost no savings. If the price of the robotic arm is set at 290,000 yuan, I would rather continue to be disabled than buy. With this 290,000 yuan, I can do more things, such as paying a dowry for my son. Compared to my son's happiness, my disability doesn't matter. Su Mingho nodded solemnly and said, "That's exactly what I mean. There are over 4 million physically disabled people in our dragon country. These people, due to their disabilities, generally do not have much savings. With a price of 290,000 yuan, they simply cannot afford it. We can sell it cheaper, as long as we sell more, we can also make a lot of money." After listening to their speech, Lin Lo pondered carefully and said, "I understand. 290,000 yuan is indeed too expensive, and not many disabled people can afford it. We need to consider a wide range of people with disabilities. However, the cost price of selling for a few thousand yuan is also unreasonable. We, Huanguang Technology, are not a charitable enterprise, we are a commercial company, and we need to make money to invest in larger production. To help more people. Let's do it this way." Lin Lexia decided, the best smart prosthetic currently available is the Ottobok nerve prosthetic from the Americans, priced at 290,000 yuan. Our technology is stronger than theirs. The selling price is 10 times lower. If you sell it for 30,000 yuan, you can pay 1/3 of the price first, and then pay the remaining balance based on the treatment effect. The price of 30,000 yuan is already cheap enough. Remember, this is a price for Chinese people, and for foreigners, it's not as cheap anymore. Lin Legong just figured out the price of mechanical prosthetics. Su Mingho is right. People with disabilities are generally unable to engage in high-paying jobs due to their physical disabilities, leading to poverty. If priced at 290,000 yuan, even if his mechanical prosthetic function is amazing, not many people can afford it. Since that's the case, at a reasonable price, it will be sold for 30,000 yuan. The price of 30,000 yuan is not too expensive when it comes to restoring normal life for people with disabilities. On the contrary, those with disabilities have made a lot of money. However, this is a price for Chinese people. If facing foreigners, it's not as cheap as 30,000 yuan. At least 10 times 300,000. Lin Lo is waiting for the mechanical prosthetics to earn him his first bucket of gold. His mechanical flying company has not officially started yet. Once the price is confirmed, the next step is to label the product and secure more orders. How to shoot it out? Just 3 days later, there will be a disabled goods expo. There will be a large number of media, peers, and merchants participating in the exhibition. Their phantom light artificial limb factory is about to shine brightly. 7. The Grand Exhibition of Disabled Products. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Time flies by in a hurry. 3 days later, the Magic City World Expo Exhibition Hall and the Disabled Products Expo began on time. On the first floor of the exhibition hall, hundreds or even thousands of disabled manufacturers are promoting their products. Countless customer representatives have entered the venue, hoping to order suitable products. Among manufacturers, the most well-known one should be the American company Ottobok. As a high-tech disability products company, Ottobok's products all adopt the cutting-edge technology, dominating the disabled market through product effectiveness. And their star product belongs to the Ottobok Intelligent Prosthetics, which claim to be able to control prosthetics with the brain. Enable people with disabilities to return to their normal lives. At this moment, in front of the exhibition hall of Ottobok, there is an evaluation anchor saying to the audience on the screen. Dear friends with disabilities, I am still your old friend evaluator Wu Dechuan. The place I am visiting today is the world's largest exhibition of disabled products. Here are the most advanced and cutting-edge disability products. Friends who want to purchase disability products, please follow my live broadcast room. After introducing himself, Wu Dechuan held up his phone and filmed the Ottobok exhibition hall, smiling and saying, "Friends, look, this is the exhibition hall of Ottobok. Ottobok has heard of Apple, the company in the prosthetics industry, which has the most advanced prosthetic technology. You may not have used their product, but you cannot question its effectiveness. In one sentence, Ottobok is the most impressive prosthetic company on earth that no other company can surpass. The main product we are evaluating today is Ottobok's next-generation neural prosthetic, XY441. Let's wait and see how magical XY441 will be. As soon as Wu Dechuan finished speaking, dozens of bullet comments spoke. The anchor didn't lie a single word. Ottobok is indeed the most amazing prosthetic company on earth. I have bought their products before and they are truly amazing. I have also bought products from Ottobok, and their effects are dozens of times better than domestic prosthetics. I am looking forward to Ottobok's new generation of products. If you want to buy a prosthetic limb, you can buy Ottobok. Although it's a bit expensive, you get what you pay for. The quality of the product is extremely strong, and Rice's domestic products are advanced. Wu Dechuan looked at the barrage praising Ottobok's impressive performance and was very satisfied. He continued with a smile. Ottobok's products are impressive, but they will not be available until later. Let's take a look at other companies' products first. As he spoke, Wu Dechuan walked to other exhibition halls and introduced himself. This is a Rotterdam company from the Netherlands, and although their mechanical prosthetics are not as strong as Ottobok's, but it is also a rare good product in the market. If you haven't bought American products, you can also buy Dutch products. Walking up to a red signboard exhibition hall again, Wu Dechuan stopped and said with a slight disdain, "This year's Disabled Products Expo is the most prestigious one in the past decade." Basically, world-renowned disability products companies have participated, and our domestic companies have also participated. But do they have the face to participate? Their product quality is significantly inferior to foreign brands, it's completely garbage. Friends, if you want to buy prosthetics, don't buy domestic products. All domestic products are pitfalls. As soon as he finished speaking, dozens of bullet comments echoed. Yes, domestically produced ones are all garbage. I bought a domestically produced metal prosthetic a while ago. Nima's, weighing over 10 pounds, isn't that funny? I hold up a 10-pound metal prosthetic every day and can't even move it. The price is still 98,000 yuan, which is pure fraud. Domestic prosthetics are really a scam. I bought them at a cheap price. After wearing it for 3 days, my arms turned iron blue and I became allergic. For the sake of good health, never buy domestic products. Ma Dan, especially the products from this company called Huanguang Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory, are all garbage. It's both expensive and difficult to use, and it's a completely deceitful product that harms consumers. What kind of dragon people don't deceive dragon people? Damn it, dragon people only deceive dragon people. Watching the barrage slander domestic products, Wu Dechuan became even more satisfied and gave them a salary increase when he returned. At this moment, the number of people online in his live broadcast room has exceeded 30,000. Some of these people are disabled, while others are disabled family members. After listening to the anchor and bullet comments, they instinctively developed a sense of rejection towards domestic products. Attention has been focused on foreign brands, especially the highly recommended Ottobok by the anchor. They want to buy products from Ottobok, not domestic products. The phantom light prosthetics, which are criticized by bullet comments, are even more repulsive. At the same time, Zhao Wentao learned about the defamation of domestic products and the manufacturing factory of phantom light prosthetics by the evaluation anchor Wu Dechuan. He hurriedly ran to Lin Lu and said anxiously, "Mr. Lin, there is a prosthetic evaluation anchor outside who is maliciously slandering our product. I think they are professional reviewers who have been bribed by hostile manufacturers, maliciously smearing our product's reputation. What should we do? Should we expel them and send them a lawyer's letter?" Lin Lu said indifferently, "Don't worry about them, they're just clowns jumping over bridges. We need to have confidence in our products. With Su Bin's human experiments, Lin Lo is very confident in his own products. But Zhao Wentao said with concern, if they continue to smear, it may affect our sales. This has nothing to do with confidence, it is a negative bias of the customer group. Once negative biases are formed, it becomes difficult to correct them. Lin Lo waved his hand and said, don't worry, it won't affect our sales. But let them continue to go black, it's not a problem. I'll go meet them. As he walked out of the exhibition hall, Lin Lo walked directly to the evaluation anchor and introduced himself, saying, hello, I am Lin Lo, the president of the Phantom Light Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory. Lin Lo suddenly stepped forward, which made Wu Dechuan's expression a bit empty. He is a review anchor and also a professional black reviewer. We will charge advertising fees from manufacturers to advertise for them, while maliciously criticizing other companies. He took money from the American company Ottobok and maliciously slandered the domestic company at the orders of the American people, including the Phantom Light Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory. But just after the incident, the main owner came knocking on him. He is afraid of being beaten. But he thinks he's not wrong. Domestic products are trash, and the American Ottobok technology is leading. With this in mind, his confidence rose and he said arrogantly, what's wrong with you? If you think I'm maliciously slandering your illusory light. So I'll tell you, I'm not lying, I'm legally responsible for what I said. I'm not here to trouble you, I just want you to remember one sentence, Lin Lo said in a rainbow-like voice, our Phantom Light Artificial Limb Manufacturing Factory has the best artificial limb technology in the world. Lin Lei finished speaking. Wu Dechuan smiled. 8. A showdown is about to begin. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Wu Dechuan held his stomach in his left hand and said with a big smile. Brothers and sisters in the broadcast room, look at what the young boss of the Phantom Artificial Limb Factory said. He actually said that his Phantom Light prosthetic technology is the best in the world, and he can easily defeat foreign technology. I'm laughing to death. How ignorant a person could say such arrogant words. Wu Dechuan's voice was loud, not only attracting the attention of the barrage, but also attracting the attention of those around him. Coincidentally, a group of media personnel heard this sentence. They smelled the smell of big news and walked quickly to Wu Dechuan's side, holding up the microphone and asking Wu Dechuan. Sir, could you please repeat what you just said? Wu Dechuan saw a circle of media surrounding him and immediately wanted to increase the momentum and completely ruin the reputation of Huanguang. He looked provocatively at Lin Lo and said, this is Mr. Lin Lo, the president of Phantom Light Artificial Limb Company. He just proposed that Phantom Light technology is the best in the world. It's ridiculous to think that foreign technology can be easily challenged. The media personnel themselves have conducted research on the prosthetic industry. After listening to Wu Dechuan's description, the camera switched to Lin Lideo. Mr. Lin, is what this gentleman just said true? Lin Lo saw so many multimedia people surrounding him, not feeling guilty at all, but rather very calm and said, it's not wrong, media friends. I hope you can start writing a report in the shortest possible time, titled Our Phantom Machinery Company's Prosthetic Technology is the Best in the World. What kind of Ottobok from the United States is half as good as us? Lin Li's words caused an uproar in the audience. They were shocked by the confidence in Lin Li's words. You should know that Ottobok is the top prosthetic company in the world. In the lithography machine neighborhood, it is equal to ASMA in the Netherlands, and in the mobile phone neighborhood, it is equal to Apple in the United States. And the Phantom Light machinery was just a small character. Suddenly, one day, the small character said that their strength could defeat the top boss. How come it's not shocking? After a while, the leading media person asked in surprise, Mr. Lin, do you know how strong the Ottobok in the United States is? Do you think Ottobok's technology is half as good as yours? Is it relying on something or blindly confident? If there is reliance, can you provide the source of reliance? Lin Lo is about to introduce his mechanical prosthetic arm, treating these media figures as free publicity. Suddenly, a low chuckled voice sounded, "What nonsense to rely on. I think it's just young people's arrogance. The dragon people are unable to lead our country in the technological neighborhood." The people present looked over and saw that the speaker was a middle-aged man with black hair and yellow skin. On the surface, it looks like they are dragon people, but they keep saying that we are from the United States. At this moment, a knowledgeable media person exclaimed, "This is Wei Junpeng, the president of Ottobok's Longwood district, and a big shot in the field of prosthetics." For a moment, the media's attention was entirely focused on him. The focus of the crowd was on Wei Junpeng, who did not have any stage fright at all. Instead, he arrogantly said, "In terms of science and technology, our country is the best in the world. Dragon Country has only made a small profit in recent years. What qualifications do you have to compete with our country's technology? Kid, who gave you the confidence? Speak up and let me see." Lin Lo said calmly in his voice, "Confidence is not given by anyone, it comes from the efficacy of the product. Whoever has strong product efficacy has the capital of confidence." Wei Junpeng looked up and down at Lin Li Dao and said, "Kid, what do you mean? Your Phantom Light prosthetic product is more effective than our Ottobok." Lin Lo decisively said, "Yes, it's not just a lead, it's an easy blow to your Ottobok." Wei Junpeng clapped his hands and looked sarcastically at Lin Li Dao, "Very good. It's been a long time since we've encountered an opponent who directly provokes our rice country like this. Alright, kid, let's stop talking nonsense and see the real tricks on the product. We each take out the top-tier products and directly compare their effectiveness. Do you dare to take on such a man's duel?" Lin Lelingran was not afraid and said, "Why not dare? We have received the Phantom Light in this showdown. However, there must be a good start to winning or losing. If Ottobok loses, what's the bet?" Wei Junpeng sneered and said, "We cannot lose at Ottobok, but it's your illusory light that has lost. So what will happen? If the bet is too small, I will only think that you are illusory and petty." Without hesitation, Lin Lo said, 50 million. We lost the game and will directly pay you 50 million. Similarly, if Ottobok loses, you give us 50 million. Wei Junpeng frowned as Lin Li's bet was too high. 50 million is not a small amount, he is just the director of Longwood district and cannot make decisions. However, confidence in our own products has increased. He glared coldly at Lin Lo and said, "Okay, let's bet 50 million. Whoever loses will pay the winner 50 million. The time is set to be half an hour later, and the product efficacy showdown will take place on the main stage. Media friends, please bear witness to my gambling showdown with Mr. Lin. When the time comes, the winner is determined. Please urge the losers to fulfill their gambling agreement. Don't say anything extra. See you in half an hour." Lin Lo smiled brightly and said, "See you in half an hour." He has seen the winner of this showdown. With mechanical prosthetic arms in hand, their illusory light will triumph. After speaking, both sides returned to the exhibition hall and prepared for the showdown in half an hour. The media and career evaluators are excited. There is indeed big news. They are looking forward to this showdown. Soon, the showdown began. Half of the venue's guests, media personnel, and friends gathered on the field. They discussed the upcoming showdown. However, most people support the Ottobok company in the United States. Few people support Lin Li's illusory light. Indeed, in the field of technology, there is a significant gap between Dragon Country and Rice Country. In the confrontation of technological neighborhoods, domestic companies cannot win. They are waiting to see Lin Li's joke. 9. The showdown began, and the Ottobok of the Americans was. You are listening at Novel Full Audio. On the main stage, Lin Lo, the president of Phantom Light Artificial Limb Company, and Wei Junpeng, the president of Longwood District of American Ottobok, are looking at each other coldly. The showdown officially began, and they all had absolute confidence in their own products. Among them, Zhang Ziren, the president of the Dragon Country Prosthetic Association, was temporarily invited as the host for the product showdown. Zhang Ziren saw that the offline media were already filming, and the surroundings were crowded with onlookers from friendly businesses. The two sides of the showdown had also arrived. All preparations are ready, aiming at the microphone. Zhang Ziren smiled and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the festive event of the Disabled Products Expo. Direct collision of Zhongmi prosthetic products. Let me introduce the two sides participating in the showdown." Zhang Ziren pointed to Wei Junpeng and said, "This is Mr. Wei Junpeng, the president of Longwood District of the famous Ottobok company in the United States. Ottobok is a leading player in the prosthetics industry, with top-notch technological content, and is the savior of our disabled friends. As for Mr. Lin Lu." Zhang Ziren's voice softened and he said, "Mr. Lin Lu is the president of Huanguang Artificial Limb Company, and Huanguang is also considered an old brand in the artificial limb industry. However, Phantom Light mainly produces low-end prosthetics, which is not as advanced in technology accumulation as American Autobots. Can they really defeat such a powerful Ottobok? Or is it just a farce of Unreal Light CEO Lin Lu beyond his control? Let's wait and see what the specific results will be." After Zhang Ziren finished speaking, he opened the projection screen button in his hand and said, "All right, I won't have any more idle talk. Let me introduce the rules of this showdown. The rules are very simple. The two companies will each come up with their best prosthetic products, and we will directly compete on various functions such as performance, power consumption, and lifespan. Of course, this showdown is not just a bet between the two companies, but also a direct display of the product. Dear friends and customers, if you are interested in any product in this showdown, you can purchase it immediately. So the rules explanation ends here, and the rest of the time will be handed over to the two CEOs. Let Mr. Wei Junpeng introduce their products first." After Zhang Zhe finished speaking, warm applause echoed from the audience. Most of the people below are industry insiders who know the significance of the Ottobok represented by Wei Junpeng. They are extremely looking forward to the new product showcased by Wei Junpeng. Wei Junpeng had a winning expression on his face and calmly accepted the cheers from the servants. "Then call the secretary and bring out their latest product XY441. Suddenly, a silver metal robotic arm appeared in his hand. He held the robotic arm high and proudly said, "This is our state-of-the-art intelligent prosthetic from Ottobok, XY441. Look at this silver line, shining brightly under the light. It's simply a perfect piece of art." The audience below also exclaimed in amazement, "Beautiful, truly worthy of being Ottobok. With this style, it looks like a high-tech product, and its efficacy must be very powerful." At this moment, Lin Lu also took out his mechanical prosthetic arm. As soon as he took it out, the entire audience immediately became frightened and opened their mouths wide, saying, "What is this? Did you kill someone?" Only the arm that Lin Lu raised was dark white, just like the arm of a normal person. In what situation, the CEO of Fantasy Light chopped off a person's hand? Lin Li's expression remained unchanged as he calmly introduced, "This is our mechanical prosthetic arm, and the outer skin is made of simulated human skin. Installed on the human body, it cannot be seen from the outside that it is a mechanical prosthetic. Why is it designed this way? It is for the consideration of a wide range of disabled people. We do not want disabled people to have any physical differences from normal people. We want people with disabilities to have a normal life." As soon as these words were spoken, the whole audience was shocked. At present, in the field of prosthetics, most of the prosthetics produced are made of metal and do not simulate human skin color. Does Fantasy Light plan to go against the market and be unique? However, think carefully. President Huangguang is right, the metallic skin color is not friendly to people with disabilities and can cause them to develop psychological inferiority. Simulating human skin color, mechanical prosthetics match the arms of a normal person, allowing people with disabilities to live a normal life. In terms of appearance, Phantom Light's prosthetics won. The audience in the audience held up a red sign, which represents support for Phantom Light. On the stage, Wei Junping saw that the audience was all supporting Huangguang, and he was not impatient. Still holding on to the winning ticket, he said, "Friends, prosthetics are not about appearance, they are about actual effectiveness. No matter how close the appearance is to the human body, it's just a decorative vase, it's just a decoration. Our Ottobok XY441 is not an empty vase with beauty, its true strength lies in its efficacy. Look carefully, don't move your eyes." Wei Junping opened the projection controller in his hand, and a video popped up from the large screen behind him. The man who installed XY441 in the video only used his brain to control the prosthetic limb. Successfully grabbed the paper with 5 fingers of a prosthetic limb. In front of the video, Wei Junping proudly said, "Our country's science and technology are the best in the world. Let's take a look at the neural manipulation technology we use in XY441, which is installed in the arm and allows the brain to manipulate prosthetics with just one thought. Is this technology only suitable for plagiarism in the Dragon Kingdom Phantom Light?" Wei Junping provocatively looked at Lin Lu. Lin Lu sneered and said, "It's just a small neuron control. What your country can do, our country of dragons can also do it. Now, it's time for us to perform." Lin Lu also opened a video. The man who installed the Phantom Light prosthetic in the video also successfully manipulated the prosthetic without the help of external instruments, using only his brain to think. And the control is very flexible, just like a natural arm, without any indication of having had an amputation before. The action is still a complex one of grabbing soybeans with chopsticks and threading fine needles with thread. In Ottobok's video, the experimenter can only perform a simple action of picking up paper. The control still has a delay, the brain gives commands, and it takes 2 seconds to complete the action, which is very inconvenient. Watching the videos on both sides, there is no doubt that the Phantom Light's prosthetic arm suspended Ottobok's prosthetic arm. The people below all have eyes, and once again raise the red sign supporting the illusion. It is believed that in terms of product functionality, Phantom Light has beaten Ottobok. The host on the stage, Zhang Ziren, also praised and said, "Not bad, I thought the Phantom Light prosthetic had no appearance and lacked skills. This demonstration completely goes against my understanding of domestic products. We also have talented people in domestic production. The Phantom Light is powerful." Zhang Ziren's praise made Wei Junping frown suddenly. He said extremely displeased, "Our Ottobok has not lost, we use the most advanced wireless charging technology. No need for live charging, one use can last for 10 days, and the service life can reach up to 10 years, without the need for replacement every 2 to 3 years. How do you guys, Phantom Light, win?" Lin Lu said in a light tone, "Our Phantom Light prosthetics use bioelectricity technology and are installed on the arm without the need for charging. It can be used for decades, with the same lifespan of several decades. Buy it once and use it until you die." Wei Junping took a deep breath. Their appearance and actual effectiveness of Ottobok have been compromised by the illusion of light. Now the charging technology and service life are once again being challenged. This Nima, how does Ottobok win? But he still refused and said, "Our Ottobok prosthetics have no side effects and do not cause skin allergies. Even if your Phantom Light technology is strong and installation is harmful to the human body, no one dares to buy it." Lin Lu smiled and sneered, "Our Phantom Light not only has no side effects, but also can cure phantom limb pain. I don't need to say much about phantom limb pain. Just one question, can your Ottobok cure phantom limb pain?" As soon as these words were spoken, Wei Junping was completely silent. You should know that phantom limb pain is the greatest pain for people with disabilities, and Ottobok cannot cure phantom limb pain. In this product comparison, Ottobok suffered a complete defeat. The audience also fell silent. As insiders, they all know how painful phantom limb pain can be. It's almost heartbreaking. Lin Li's Phantom Light prosthetic can actually cure phantom limb pain. There is no need to compete further. Lin Li's Phantom Light artificial limb, regardless of its performance or efficacy, is a comprehensive suspension for American Autobots. In this showdown, Lin Li won. They all raised red cards, and the field was a sea of red. The outcome has been determined. However, at this moment, Wei Junping hysterically said, "It's impossible, absolutely impossible. 10, I swear by my life, there's a lie in it." You are listening at Novel Full.audio. What's impossible? Lin Li looked at Wei Junping like a clown and said, "Our two products are competing in terms of efficacy, and the Phantom Light mechanical prosthetics will comprehensively attack your Ottobok. The outcome has been decided. Please fulfill your bet honestly, Ottobok. Will this 50 million be deposited into my account or paid in cash? You don't want to default, do you?" Just as Lin Li finished speaking, a media person who didn't mind the big picture below shouted, "Mr. Wei, at the beginning of the gambling agreement, you asked us media people to testify. Requesting the loser to fulfill the bet. Now that Ottobok has clearly lost, it's impossible for you to shout here. You don't really want to default, do you? Focus on your face, you are American companies. Don't lose face as the world's #1 power." The media erupted in verbal and written criticism, and Wei Junping's face turned blue with both shame and anger. But thinking about the technological content of our own prosthetic products, I gritted my teeth and said, our Ottobok is the most leading prosthetic company in the industry, with 30 years of research and development in intelligent prosthetics. The latest model of intelligent prosthetic XY441 took 10 years of effort, billions of research funds, and a team of tens of thousands of people working day and night to complete the project. How could there be prosthetics in this world that have a stronger technological neighborhood than my Ottobok? It must be fraud. That's right. Wei Junping pointed at Lin Li and angrily said, the intelligent prosthetics without phantom limb pain cannot even be achieved by Ottobok, and even more so by your broken company in the Dragon Kingdom. I swear with my life that this must be a fabrication. The above is just a video, all of which are special effects. In fact, there is no prosthetic limb that can cure phantom limb pain. Don't think I don't understand dragon people. I used to be dragon people, and dragon people are good at creating fake information. After Wei Junping finished speaking, the people below quieted down. Most of the people below are industry insiders, who follow Wei Junping's logic to think one by one. I think it makes a lot of sense. Ottobok is a world-renowned top prosthetic technology company, while Phantom Light is just a small domestic factory producing low-end prosthetics. How can Phantom Light compare to Ottobok in the field of prosthetic technology? In the video, the Phantom Light prosthetic is indeed very powerful, leading Ottobok in terms of performance and efficacy. But videos are easy to fake, spending more money can make special effects. The video is not trustworthy. They suspected that their gaze was on Lin Li, believing that Lin Li was deceiving them. Lin Li saw the suspicion from the people below and sighed. The United States is too powerful, and the Chinese people are too insecure in the technological community. Then Lin Li smiled and said, "Do you think the video is unreliable? Do you need me to provide more evidence?" No problem, today I want to tell you something about the powerful power of Phantom Light technology. Lin Li called Su Bin. Let Su Bin demonstrate on site the effect of installing a phantom mechanical prosthetic arm. I only saw Su Bin effortlessly grabbing chopsticks and picking up soybeans. Take out another small needle and thread it steadily like a normal person. The entire demonstration process was smooth and effortless like a native arm, without any lag. The disabled audience below immediately looked at Su Bin with eager eyes, clearly wanting to, my goodness, this magical mechanical prosthetic is amazing. Installing it in one's hand is completely equivalent to growing new hands. How to buy it, how much does it cost? I want to buy it. After Su Bin finished his demonstration, just as Lin Lu was about to ask Wei Junpeng if he would admit defeat or not. Wei Junpeng laughed on stage and said, I'm laughing to death. Lin Lu, you are indeed an authentic dragon person. I just like to do these fraudulent things, is it interesting? Hee, let me tell you, your scam can only deceive foolish dragon people, and cannot deceive smart American people like me. Lin Lu didn't quite understand his meaning and asked in confusion, what's wrong, our noble American gentleman? Is there anything wrong with this? Wei Junpeng snorted coldly and said, do you think finding a normal person who hasn't broken his hand and demonstrating movements on stage can prove that your magic light skills are powerful? I'll tell you, I can do it too. My current left and right hands are equipped with our latest intelligent prosthetic arm from Ottobok. Look at how smooth my control is, you can't even notice that this is an intelligent prosthetic arm. Lin Lu now understands his meaning. Wei Junpeng doesn't shed tears until he sees the coffin, and he also believes that Su Bin is cheating. Believing that Su Bin never broke his hand, they found a normal person to demonstrate the prosthetic arm movement. Since that's the case, Lin Lu made him completely give up. Taking out the touchscreen controller from his pocket, Lin Lezheng was planning to play a video of Su Bin breaking his hand. At this moment, suddenly, Su Bin roared at Wei Junpeng, you fart, I'm not lying, I'm not a normal person, I just broke my hand. Wei Junpeng said loudly, you're still deceiving people. You're clearly a normal person and haven't even cut off your hand. Don't be fooled by his mother. Su Bin is burning with anger. He is a rough person with little education. I usually only know the principle of repaying kindness with gratitude. And after he cut off his hands, the company still took him in as a security guard. Mr. Lin also provided him with free mechanical prosthetics to restore his normal life. The company and Mr. Lin have given him a huge favor, and he wants to repay the company and Mr. Lin. Today, he was falsely accused of lying and believed that the company was engaged in fraud. He can be a scammer and cannot insult the company. Angered to the extreme, Su Bin rolled up his sleeves and said, look, this is the connecting port for my mechanical prosthetic surgery, and I can still see the traces of the suture. Indeed, the white line of the medical seam can be clearly seen on the upper end of Su Bin's right arm. The media and audience below gradually believed that Su Bin was not lying. He is not a normal person, he has cut off his hand. However, Wei Junpeng sneered, acting is really a complete set, and he even went to the hospital to sew stitches. Unfortunately, everyone, take a closer look. What's the difference between Su Bin's left and right hands? I don't believe that there is a technique in the world where using fake to confuse real is almost equivalent to recreating an original hand. Stop deceiving honest people and admit that you are engaged in fraud. The audience below carefully scrutinized Su Bin's left and right hands and chatted with each other, saying, indeed, Su Bin's left and right hands are almost indistinguishable, and it's hard to tell from his appearance that he's just a mechanical prosthetic. I think Mr. Wei is right. They are not mechanical prosthetics at all, they are all primitive hands. Fantasy Light Company is really not human, right? Find a normal person to fool us disabled people. Listening to the wanton slander from the servants, Su Bin's mind buzzed and he said hysterically, I'm not a normal person, my hand is just a mechanical prosthetic. Wei Junpeng and Zheng Xing questioned, how can we prove it? Su Bin felt uneasy and said, I'll take off this hand and show it to you. This is enough evidence. Just as Su Bin grabbed his right arm, he was about to forcefully twist off his prosthetic limb. Prove that this is a mechanical prosthetic and that I am not a scammer. Lin Lu grabbed Su Bin's hand and said, fool, you don't need to amputate to prove whether this hand is a mechanical prosthetic. I have a way to prove it.